Hey everybody, this is Carla and welcome to an all new episode of Projectized, the Project Management Show. I'm your hostess and today I'm going to talk about project management ethics. This is huge, especially when you receive your project management professional certification. As I mentioned in previous episodes, once you receive it, you're qualified to teach and to do consulting, and those opportunities are great. But when people come to you, you have an ethical responsibility to be honest in your assessment of whether or not they need your help. And if they do, are they good enough to sit for the project management professional exam or receive any type of other service from you? So today in my LinkedIn inbox, I had a person who was telling me that they were looking for help. And my thing was, they recited the project management body of knowledge very well. They knew the definition. So from an ethical standpoint, even though I have project management services, I had to tell him that I could not help him because I think that he had a very firm grip on the project management principles, and I feel that he will pass. Now, if I was unethical, I could have just said, okay, these are my services because I do have a $197 project management strategy session. However, the problem is that he didn't really need my help in that example, so I told him I could not help him. What I would recommend is that he go on a meetup and meet people who are practicing PMPs in his country, and then he can learn and get informational interviews from them. Furthermore, this person said that he was taking the CAPM, which is the Certified Associate in Project Management, and that's the junior level certification. And for me, that's how I started. So I started that way, and then I ended up with the PMP. And there's no shame. Like when I started, I did not have the experience for project management professional certification. So I started with the junior level one, and I still received a promotion. 2 years later, when I passed the PMP, I received another promotion. But from an ethical standpoint, there are many people who are project management professionals who did not start out with PMPs. They started out at the junior level. And it's important to disclose how you got to the PMP so that you don't force people into this false sense of if the PMP isn't the first project management certification you take, then you're inadequate. That's not true. When I first started my project management journey in April 2010, I did not have the experience and I didn't have the money. And I have to be honest about that. The average, I think it's reported that the average project management professional salary is $119,000. Well, if you're making that, you can afford $400. But when I started, I didn't have a PMP and I didn't have $400, and the CAPM is way cheaper than that. It's still administered by the Project Management Institute. CAPM is still recognized and you will still do well. As I mentioned before, I had gotten a promotion with the junior level certification. So in this episode, I wanted to talk about ethics because even though we're teachers, we're high, C-level yeah. Well, yes, the CAPM, that's a good question. The CAPM, it expires 5 years after you take it unless you retake it. With the project management professional, you have to get 60 personal development units within a 3-year period. So right now I have ratified and I have all of my 60 personal development units. So that means that right now I'm good to June 2022. So when I pay the renewal fee, since I'm a member of PMI, Project Management Institute. So my renewal fee is $60. If you're not a member of PMI, the renewal is $150. And the fact that, so every 3 years you need to get 60 units or it expires. So if it expires, that means you do have to retake the PMP exam again. So that's a great question, but no, I let my CAPM expire in 2016 because I already had my project management professional certification in 2013. Furthermore, I renewed it in 2015. So I was good until 2019, which was this year. So yeah, that's a great question, but no. And that's also something you need to say too. A lot of times people start off with CAPM, but they move into PMP and they give you a 5-year window in hopes of getting that level of experience so that you can pass the project management professional certification. But that's also something else you have to detail too, and be very honest. Like, I'm very transparent. That's why I use Projectized. Projectized is the project management show where I show people the basics of project management, because it is one of the hottest fields. As I mentioned, most people who get the PMP, they're making 6 figures, so it makes it very attractive. But if you don't have the knowledge, then you will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's also why I'm doing this episode of project management ethics sincere, so that people can understand that yes, you have a PMP, but you shouldn't gouge people for money. And especially when they're prepared for a project management certification exam, then they'll be able to just study. Just recommend they go to meetups or do informational interviews, sit for the exam. I recommend that they pass the exam within 90 days. But the person I talked to, I corresponded with, he knew so much stuff. He was just nervous. And I said, pass it within 90 days and come back and let me know when you do pass the CAPM. So that concludes this episode of Projectized. But ethics is very important, especially when you receive these certifications. I would like to thank Izzy Busy on Periscope and Sincere on Instagram Live for watching me live here on Projectized and answering questions. For more information about project management, you can go to PMI. I'm going to put that in the chat, pmi.org. It has information on both the Certified Associate in Project Management as well as the Project Management Professional Certification. So I would like to thank all live and replay viewers for taking out the time to watch me on this episode of Projectized. As I mentioned, I have a $197 PM session, and that's at carlarjenkins.pm strategy. I'll put that link in there also. And then we also have the free project management newsletter at bit.ly/PM project mail. So I'll put that in there also. So you can have a wide range of services and everything. Remember, Projectized is free too. You can watch this from Mondays to Fridays, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Periscope, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you in the next episode of Projectized.